Welcome to day number 4 and our last day of the Wealth Reset. Today we are talking all about your blueprint for the Wealth Reset. And this is going to be a really fun session. I'm looking forward to it. Let me get this share done. Okay. If you are watching this on replay, just drop hashtag after party. Hashtag after party if you are on replay. Remember to go all in on replay as if you are here live. You guys have been doing so amazing with that. This will more than likely, it'll be our shortest day. It tends to be. It just really pulls everything together. It's going to be a really powerful session. So get our tagging done. All right, so I'm just running through, getting the tagging done really quick, and then we are going to jump right in. We're going to rock and roll through this. Woody woot. If you are on here live with me, you're dropping a crown in the comments. And then your astrological sign emoji. Okay, so a crown in the comments and then your astrological sign emoji. Misa's here. Oh, Crystal, I thought you weren't coming today. Yay. Or you might be leaving early though, huh? Okay, you guys can hear me okay. Good. So crown for being live here with me. And then right after that, what's your sun sign? Or not what's your sun sign, but the emoji of your sun sign. What's up, Latoya? Joanne's here. Yay. Okay. Woot. Let me get my screen set up. Oh my gosh. Did you guys feel, here's what I want to know. Did you feel that the energy of yesterday was off? Like, did the energy of yesterday feel bitchy? That's what I want to know from you. Did the energy of yesterday feel bitchy at all? Not of the challenge, but like your day-to-day universal go through, did that feel? Oh my gosh, I got this new freaking incense burner. And this godforsaken incense, maybe it's just an incense issue. It will not stay lit and it's really pissing me off. I got to show you this incense burner though. Maybe I just have a dud of an incense. You felt drained yesterday. Okay, not bitchy, just drained. Well, I think drain could lead to bitchy, right? Okay, let me show you guys this. I don't even know if me holding it up is going to do it justice, but I got this really cool incense burner. On one side, there's a phoenix, which is my spirit animal. And then on the other side is a dragon, which is really Daniel's spirit animal. And that's really, really cool. Oh, we've been at this. This is, yesterday was day 3. This is day 4, but you can absolutely watch the replay. Damn, I really wanted to use this, but it looks like this freaking incense is a dud. Whatever. Okay, we got Sagittarius, Scorpio in the house. Gemini in the house. Hey, Jessica, I'm so happy you're here. Maya. For fuck's sakes, I hope this fucking thing works this time. Did I put this thing on upside down? Inanimate objects just have never been my strong suit. I think the patience you have to have for them is absurd. I wasn't built that way. And for whatever reason, okay. Screw this incense. Can't find the icon. Weird. If you type crown, it should pop up. Another Sagittarius sun, Taurus sun. I always forget that about you, Misa. So thank you for sharing that. Woot. Okay, I've got the screens up for comments. Woody woot. Pooty poot. Let me readjust my screens because I have people all over the place today. And I just want to make sure that if you are commenting and you're hanging out, that I can see your comments. Oh, technology doesn't work well. Oh. Yesterday was Mercury Day, so I don't know why technology isn't loving me today. Today is Jupiter Day, the planet of luck. It's Thursday, planet of luck and marriages and relationships. All right. Yes, let's do this. So welcome to day 4 of the Wealth Reset. It's our final challenge day. It's been a beautiful week. We've really gone through the energy this week, right? We started out, I would say, more light with your rising. Oh my gosh. Can we just stop for a second? I have to tell you something. My hair has been falling out in fucking clumps for months. It's so thin. I know you probably can't tell right now. Thank God I have curly hair. It'd be like thin and horrible. It's been falling out in clumps and it looks so cute today. And it just makes me happy because basically every time I wash it, I just fucking cry. I don't really. It's whatever. I'm putting a whole bunch of shit. What is going on? Shit in like jojoba oil and whatever, and just loving it. And now I'm saying affirmations to it, but I'm just so grateful it looks full today. Okay. Anyways, yeah, we're both Venus and Aries. Yeah. I mean, a fiery fucking lover I am, man. I mean, it's this hot and cold energy. I don't know if I'd want to be with me, but I have 2 of them, so I must be doing something right. All right, so day number 1, we audited your foundation, right? We audited your rising, your sun sign, where the crack is, where you're living in the growth, the shadow, the wound, right? And then in day 2, we uncovered the wound based on Chiron, the wounded healer. Chiron's called the wounded healer because you have the wound, you heal it, and then you heal others from that, right? And then yesterday, we talked all about Saturn and how to build a life and wealth that lasts. So Saturn was God, fuck this incense. Listen, guys, if an incense incessantly goes out, does that mean I just have a duddy asshole? Is that what that means? I've never had a stick incense not stay fucking lit. And I don't know if it's this new incense burner I got or if incense sometimes are just duds. Can someone tell me? I really don't know because I usually use cone and backflow incense and those things are son of a bitches and they still go out too. But I've never had a stick incense do this and this is annoying me. Okay. I'm going to do my best to stay focused, but I really want the energy of this fucking incense in my space today. Like, what the hell is your major malfunction, bro? Do you need to stare at you? No. Just a fiery mess and then it disappears and the ash falls off and it stops. Okay, you can have duds. All right, I guess you're an asshole dud. Whatever. Guess I won't be able to use it. My new incense burner because this incense doesn't want to participate. Maybe it's because, I don't know, it's a self-gratification one. Am I not supposed to have self-gratification? So today we're going to integrate everything that you have learned. So like into your wealth reset blueprint. Okay. So this is going to be a higher, oh, Chiron, you came over here. Cool. This is going to be like probably a higher vibe frequency for today. I'm really looking forward to the content of today and then to see how, divine energy speaks through me. So it'll be cool. This is where everything comes together. Your rising, your sun, your Chiron, your Saturn into one aligned strategy as far as how you're operating day in and day out within your soul, within yourself, which, as we keep talking about, then impacts your health. So if you are ready, I want you to drop ready in the comments. Let's get the Facebook energy going. Let's go. Oh, that's interesting. Well, I must not need self-gratification. Okay, let me put everything on mindfulness so vibration isn't distracting me. Boom. Ready, ready, ready. Are we ready? So your wealth blueprint has 4 main layers. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the 4 layers, then we're going to talk about how to pull it together, and then we're going to talk about the actual basically 5 steps / layers to your blueprint. Okay, so we've got a lot of good stuff to talk about today. Oh, you see you guys are active, you're responding fast. Yes, Betty's here. Oh, I know you were here, right? Because of the crown. See, this is me. You always know that if I forget someone's here and I already said hi to you, that it's going to be a good session. Okay, so your layer one to your wealth foundation, your soul foundation is your approach, right? Your approach to life, your approach to business. That's your rising sign. This is how you show up in business, show up in life, your natural marketing style, your first and present impression, your visibility strategy, and your outward personality. Okay, so that's layer one. That's we call that the front door in the soul wealth blueprint. All right. And then layer two is the truth, right? And that's your sun sign. This is who you are at your core. We've talked about, throughout your different lifetimes and your incarnations, your sun sign holds all of the lessons and what you learned from those different incarnations. And that's why it's called like the foundation of your personality, your core. This is your soul's design for wealth. And it's also, I would call the rhythm of your soul and wealth, right? So the foundation in your business is built on this truth, and the foundation of your life is built on the sun sign. And when we talk about life, we're talking about this lifetime, right? Well, maybe all lifetimes, because then you take a piece of it to the next one. Layer three is your wound, which is your Chiron, right? So this is what you're healing, the pattern you're breaking, and then the medicine you're integrating to give to other people to heal them. And then layer four is your structure, and that is Saturn. This is the lesson that you're here to learn, the discipline that's required, and the way to build that lasts. So the way to build your foundation that lasts, the way to build, or the foundation of your life that lasts, and the way to build the foundation of your business and your wealth that lasts. Chiron is the healer, Saturn is the container, your sun sign is the foundation, and then your rising is like the energy, right? If you want to look at it like that. Okay. So I do want to cover this right now, right off the bat. My spots are starting to fill up for the Soul Money Roadmap session, where we take this information, we take your birth chart, we layer them together, we look at the gaps, and we build you out a roadmap. If you don't have a business by the end of that session, you'll know the direction of your business. If you do have one, it will be up leveled, and you'll know what it looks like in alignment with what it is that you are doing. And this is a free session. They are 90 minutes. They fly. They are powerful. I say this all the time. I think it's important to reiterate here. Coaches charge between $3,000 and $10,000 for the information you get in that 90 minutes. And what they do is they turn it into a program, and it's 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. And what you get in that 90 minutes is like stretched out over the 3, 6, 12 months. And yeah, they are still helping you maybe pull it together and all those things, but it isn't a customized program like my Soul Wealth Blueprint program, like this session is. This is all customized. So when you come into this session, I do have a framework. However, it's layered with your birth chart and what feels good to you and what connects with you. And we start building out what to let go of and what to hold on to and what that looks like and how that feels and all of those things. It is extremely, extremely powerful. And I just mentioned how much people charge for it because this is absolutely free. So if you have not booked your Soul Wealth your Soul Money Roadmap session, make sure you do that. And the only thing there's a few things that I'm asking you for in that session, right? It's your time, your energy, and attention. I guess it would behoove you to come there and be fully present and show up for yourself, right? That's the only thing that I'm asking for in that session. Okay. So let me drop the link for you so that you guys can get signed up. I would say probably by maximum Tuesday next week, all of these spots are going to be full. I only have 12 spots for the rest of January, and that might seem like a lot. It really isn't. Okay. So just get that booked as quickly as possible. I'd say as soon as you get off here. Oh my gosh. Why is technology just crazy sometimes? All right. So now let's look at the wealth blueprint. You guys can hear me talk to myself while I'm teaching you. Okay. So the first step is the problem, right? And part of that is what we are covering in the Soul Money Roadmap call, right? We're looking at what is the problem? What is going on? And so as I'm going throughout this, you're going to see the problem, the approach, the truth, the wound, and the structure, and then the result of that. Today, we are going to keep this high level instead of going through all 12 signs in each of these areas. We're going to keep this high level, and I'm going to be sharing with you what this could look like and feel like, and how it manifests, and how it may connect or disconnect with you, depending on which one I am talking about. And that's going to really help. So we're going to, first of all, everyone shout out in the comments the problem. Okay. So put the problem in the comments. All right. That's what we are covering right now. Oh my gosh. Maybe I'm just not meant to do anything that requires any patience today. So the problem is that you're building from an area that feels like should do, must do, have to, pressure, force, hustle, and that control form that we really talked about on Monday, right? And so when we talk about the problem, we talk about how you're showing up, how you want to do this, how you want, maybe not how you want to, more like what you feel like you should do. Now, everything that I just said is masculine energy, right? Masculine moves. When you think about the planet Mars, right? Mars is action and fire and, blazing and go, 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 do, be, be, right? Mars would be a masculine planet, right? And then we have, let's say, the femininity, which is flow and nurture and honor. And like, if you think of water and guidance and nature and, you've got more nature in ways. I think that nature can be masculine as well, but it is actually mostly feminine. Anyways, rewind. So the problem is feeling like this looks like the best way for you to get your business off the ground, to fix the relationship, to connect with your partner, what the relationship should be like, the parent you should be. And I keep using the word should, right? Anytime you're speaking, and we talk about this, and we've been talking about this in the Soul Wealth Blueprint, anytime you're speaking and you're using verbiage of should, it's disempowering, and it actually kicks in something else inside of you that sends you down the whelmed track. Should do, must do, have to. Masculine energy as the dominant force will send you down the whelmed, the burnout, that track, right? Masculine energy, really harmonized with feminine energy, will put you on the aligned track. We're going to go back to the 80-20 if we want to shout that out in the comments. Again, the 80-20 that we talked about 2 days ago, Tuesday, is 80% in your femininity, and then 20 or in feminine energy, excuse me, not in your femininity, in feminine energy, because a man would still be in the feminine energy, right? 80% in the feminine energy, then 20% in the masculine. Again, we're talking about masculine being the drive, the work, the effort, right? And the feminine being the knowing, the faith, the trust, the flow, the space, the peace. And remember that we talked about this, because for those of you in the Soul Wealth Blueprint, as you move forward, that masculine is going to do its best to dominate the track and how you do it and where you're going and all the things. And if you allow the masculine to dominate, you end up with this, it's not anxiety. It's this angst and this feeling inside of you, like there's more that you should be doing. There's more to get done. I didn't finish my to-do list. I didn't accomplish everything. But in feminine energy, it's, okay, here's everything I want to do today. And here's the 3 things that I'm going to focus on, or these are the 3 things that are asking for my attention for the day. So we have a whole list. Maybe there's 15 items, and then you want the top 3. And feminine energy says, okay, we are going to flow with the rest of the list. And the masculine energy says, these are the things that are calling for your attention now. And then boom, you get the shit done that's calling for the attention, and that is time sensitive. And then the other things that are as well as important, you allow those to flow through. We talked about yesterday me putting together this challenge, and the amount of, how I really screwed myself over. Because in November I was set and I felt connected to it, and I knew what I wanted to do, and I knew how I wanted to do it. And I created the branding, and I created the landing page, and everything felt good and blah, blah, blah. And then I wanted to keep going. I wanted to keep building. I wanted to keep creating. And I was like, you don't need to do this. You can do it in December. December's the month that you're building out the wealth reset. You're doing it the month before. Like, relax right now. Well, I forced masculine myself to relax. And then when December came, tapping into action was a fucking nightmare. It took this challenge I worked on basically right up until it started. And that's not how it's designed for me to have that space and that flow and that peace, right? And so that's what we're talking about here. At the secondary layer, you have the 3 items every day that's calling you in, and then you have the rest that you're in flow in. And then you're checking in, like, where does my energy want to go from into that flow? It's not in the order that it's on your list, because your energy might be ready to design today instead of write emails or to do content. And then another day, your design is just fucking trash, but your soul is ready to do the work of the content and expression, right? And that's just how it goes. That's how it flows. And so the problem is, one, building from the masculine at the 80, 95%, and then collapsing into the femininity of the flow and the nurture and that sort of thing. Okay. So it's important that you know that. It's important that you remember that I said that. Okay. So then the reset is the approach, right? This is what you're going to actually channel your energy into. Again, in the Soul Money Roadmap call, that's exactly what we're doing. We are channeling your energy in the direction that is aligned. So once we curtail the problem and we say, let's take all that shit off the table, we're going to start from scratch here. If you have a business, we put that business in and we build it out so that it's aligned. We build it, the framework of it so that it's aligned. If you don't have a business, we say, okay, let's look at what you're called. What are you good at? What do you love to do? What is it that you're doing already that you are not being paid for, but you do it all the time? It's this idea to income sort of concept. But either way, they're both running through the lens of your birth chart of what's aligned. And if you've had the Soul Money Roadmap call, or you're in my Soul Wealth Blueprint program, you know that we'll be chatting and talking about something and say, you know what, let me run this through your chart and make sure that for you, that this will feel good, as sustainable and long-term. Because it may be a brilliant idea right now. You're like, yeah, I'd love to do that. You have this energy right now. And I run it through your birth chart, and your birth chart says, it can happen, but it's like a small portion, but the real foundation of the business is this. And so that says, okay, that's not the signature offer, the signature model, or the daily work, or the visibility process you're going to follow as your foundation. However, it's something that you can layer on, not in short bursts. That's what came up, but I mean, you could layer on at times. It'll be enjoyable to you, right? And so it's so fucking cool. If you haven't been on one of these calls, you're probably like, what the fuck is she talking about? Once you get on there, when you leave that call, it's like the wheel clicks into place, right? Then if you choose to go into the Soul Wealth Blueprint program, I have everything designed every month to stack upon each other. So the first week of the month, we do what's called a birth chart breakthrough. And you're learning a different piece of your chart as it pertains to soul healing and wealth building. Okay. And then the second week of the month, if there's a challenge, you're here in the challenge. If you're not, then we're doing the cosmic forecast. That is just letting you know what's going on in the cosmos coming up and giving you like a high level view of the energies that are going on for the month. Every single person in the Soul Wealth Blueprint program has a 12-month blueprint for all the transits, what's going on, the major ones for the year. And that's already overlaid with your birth chart, what to start doing for the month, what to stop doing for the month, what the theme of your chart and the transits are for the month, your journaling prompts for the month. It is such a powerful little tool that at the beginning of the month, when you go through that, and then you have it on your phone and you're checking it, let's say every couple of days, just checking in with what's going on and what the energy is and are you aligning with it, it literally shifts how you show up, right? Then the third week of the month, we go into soul healing circle. And that's where you're using or learning my modalities for soul healing. And I have a whole fucking chunk of them. And then the fourth week of the month is the wealth reset. So the whole, through first 3 weeks of the month are really setting up to be, create the power that you're going to build your wealth in, right? So once we, in the Soul Money Roadmap free call, establish the problem and halt it. Okay, this makes sense. You're building from your masculine energy. You're doing this for money. You have all these great ideas, attempting to execute all of them unilaterally, right? Then we reset and we go, okay, what is the aligned approach for you, for your soul healing and your wealth building based on what you came here for and your soul map, which is your birth chart, right? So then we get that and we say, okay, what's the truth in how you operate now from the growth side, which is the shadow / wound, and what's your chart calling forward for you on the soul side as far as light and how you operate and how you show up and what you do, right? And so it's just getting the truth of what is connected to you. Now, at the beginning, sometimes in the Soul Money Roadmap call, we look at this and we go, here's this business idea. Here's what came to me. And then I just, boom, spit it out. But also, this is what AI is saying based on your birth chart. Boom, and then spit it out. And then between my brain and AI and what you're saying, it's like, oh my God, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And what happens is when it's right, it clicks perfectly. It feels right on. And it's really cool because Jessica, about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, we did a call like the Soul Money Roadmap call. It was not layered with her birth chart. I did no birth chart work at the time with clients or potential clients. I had none of that. But the business that we built based off of my intuition is exactly aligned with her chart. And I thought that was really, really fucking bomb. Like who she was serving, how she was serving them. Now her visibility and those other things, we hadn't got to that point yet, thankfully. That way we weren't square pegging, round holing, but we literally could carbon copy that, put it into the frameworks that I've built for the Soul Wealth Blueprint, and boom, her business was already set. So yay for intuition, right? That doesn't usually work like that, right? We usually tend to do the things that we feel like are going to get us the result that we want. And generally that result is the money to be, do, and have anything we want, to be debt-free, to pay off our house, to go on vacations. Some people want to do philanthropic things and, things like that. And so usually our intention is money. Right, is money. And the one thing that I always talk about in the Soul Money Roadmap call, going into the Soul Wealth Blueprint, is we are building in service of yourself, or in service of your highest good and the highest good of all. That's what the Soul Wealth Blueprint program does. If your intention is to make a ton of money, the Soul Wealth Blueprint is not for you. And I'm not saying you won't make a ton of money. I'm saying your intention will fuck you over. Okay. The intention is about how can I show up in my highest good so that I can serve the highest good of all. That's the cause. And the effect, the result, the reciprocity, the attraction is the income. But the income is like down here somewhere. The top of the line is the lives you change and the impact you have. It's like, I've been really thinking about yesterday's content of the challenge. Parts of me were like, ooh, I don't really feel like you did a very, very good job yesterday, Alicia. It seems like it really just felt like, were you just bitching the whole time? Was it powerful? Remember how I told you, I told you this Tuesday and yesterday about my analysis. I do it for my trainings too. Like, was that training on point, or were you off point because of what you're going through in your life and you're shifting to, and the fact that I'm working so hard in my brain to rewire how I speak, right? So this is why my speech cadence is gapped the way that it is. Usually I'm like, but my speech cadence is gapped and words are like not coming to me. And I'm like, trying to reach for them because I'm doing a lot of work, right? And so I analyze that. And God, I don't know if I ever sell this challenge. I'll probably already do day 3. And I'm like, no, you won't. That's just not how you do things. Like, exactly how you delivered is exactly how you were meant to deliver. And the result of that delivery of impact to the people who watch it or who were there live is in perfect form. And then that was it. And then, notifications that, calls were starting to be booked, because you'll ask something like that. And then the universe, what did I tell you? It'll give you answers practically immediately or opportunities for growth practically immediately. So when you ask a question, your job from that moment is to be hyper aware of where your answer is coming from. Because if you don't, you won't hear the answer. But when the notifications started coming through on calls being booked, that was my answer. It's like, no, you wouldn't get any calls booked if that session was a train wreck, right? That's just not how that goes. So therefore, that was my answer. You did well. So what's the problem? What's going on? Then we jump into the reset. Okay, what's the best approach? What is your design for how you're going to move forward? And then what is the truth of that design, and that really is the core of you that you're going to embody in that work? And then you layer in wound healing. Okay, what is my wound that is calling me to heal in my chart? Or we say, what's my growth point here? Where am I being called to grow? All right. So the reset is the approach, the truth, and then the wound healing, right? And then from there, you start building out the structure that holds the money, the structure in how you receive the money, the structure in how you honor the money, the structure in how you call the money in, the structure in how you give and receive, right? And the result of that is an aligned soul wealth business. And that's just the beauty of it, right? And so that's what we've been talking about over the last 3 days, kind of brought together in a more understandable way, right? Because that's what day 4 today is all about, is to take everything that we've talked about and then just kind of bring it together with some clarity. Because of course I teach in a fire hose sort of energy. And so and that's what it is. So when you look at the problem, the approach, the truth, the wound healing, the structure, where are you at in that? Where are you at in problem, approach, truth, wound healing, or structure? Because the result is the effect of that, right? So where are you at on those? I want to know from you, because that is the wealth reset. I have some questions for you. Okay. Boom. Okay. So Betty's at the approach level. Okay. So how am I taking this information and bringing it to the world, right? What does that look like? And then we'll go into the truth, right? After that, which is the core of how you're integrating who you are into that truth. Okay, so in the chat, I have, wow, that is not going to work. Hold on. The spacing on that is too hard to read. But in the chat, I'm going to put in 4 questions. And I want you to take the time. Wait, how many questions? It's not 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 questions. I want you to take the time to answer these questions in the chat. So we'll take a second and chill for a minute while you answer these questions. Okay. So there's 4 questions in the chat. The first question is, what have you been building from? And right, this would okay, what have I been building from? What does my soul actually need? What wound am I healing? What's the Saturn lesson for me? What would my soul feel like if all 4 were aligned? What would my business feel like if all 4 were aligned? Okay, so what have I been building from? Okay, when we talk about building, when we talk about the soul wealth blueprint, we are talking about life first. Okay, soul first. So when the question is, what have I been building from? Be very mindful of going straight to your business. If you've had a business for a while, you've been building your business, you've been operating in your business, be very mindful of first answering that question based off soul and then answering that question based off of wealth. Okay? Because if you're only thinking about wealth, then the soul will elude you. Or the soul will stop you. Okay. So answer those questions. Okay. So then when you go into what does my soul actually need? Okay. What does my soul actually need? Do not think business. Think aligned. Think of charged battery. Think of aliveness and elation and joyfulness, right? I think I already said joy. See, we get so caught up in, oh, what does my soul need? Oh, to be successful, to build this business, to be able to pay off my debt. No, your soul doesn't need any of that fucking shit. Your soul does not need that. And this is coming from somebody who feels very fulfilled and significant when I'm on stage, especially when I'm on stage. I love to be on stage. And so, yes, it fills up my soul. It lights up my soul. My soul enjoys that. However, that's not what my soul needs. My soul calls for peace and alignment and feeling seen, heard, and understood and deep connection with the closest people to me, right? So that's the space that you answer this question from, or these question or that question from. The wound I am healing, right? So that's your Chiron placement. What's Saturn's lessons for me? That's your Saturn placement. And what would my soul feel like if all 4 were aligned? So if all of these were in the alignment of the reason why the Soul Wealth Blueprint program exists, what would your soul feel like? What would your business feel like if all 4 were aligned? Keep in mind, I didn't ask you, what would your business look like? What results would you have in your business? I didn't ask that. I said, what would your business feel like? Why? Because how your business feels matters a hell of a lot more than what results you're getting. Because you can get the results when the feeling is aligned. But if you're not aligned, you're not going to get the result. Oh my gosh. All right, so answer those questions in the chat and then we'll talk through them. So I'm just going to give you a few minutes to answer those questions. It'll be quiet for a moment. Just don't let it beep at the end, okay? guess we're workshopping here. This will be fun. Once you guys are done with that, you drop that in the chat. Like I said, we'll go through those, and then we're going to go into the 5 layers of the Wealth Reset implementation. And then we will wrap this challenge. Yes, indeedy. Can't believe this damn incense just doesn't want to. It's like its only fucking purpose is to be amazing. Quit trying to force it. I really want to smell you. Maybe. And I said, maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. You think Facebook's gonna mute that? Because I don't own the rights to that song. Oh. One of my plants really loves sage and incense. I thought it would suffocate them. They fucking love this shit. All right, so who's going to be our first one to drop your answers in the chat? I'm just waiting on you guys. Just so you're wondering, like, why is she not going on? Because this is where we're at right now. When you guys drop your answers, we'll review those and talk about them and then go into the 5 layers and wrap. Maybe it just doesn't like this freaking bomb-ass incense container. I don't want to be trapped, man. We'll see. We'll see if it goes out. Okay. Guess I should have asked you guys if you are doing the homework. Otherwise, we'll be sitting here for the rest of the time waiting on you guys, and then nobody's doing it. No, I know. I got some of my Soul Wealth Blueprint peeps. You guys know you're doing it. I know you are. Bobby, what are you doing? You're always walking in the camera. You're always walking in the camera. You want to give me loves? You come up here and give me loves? You don't want to get up here. Okay. I love you. Okay, go lay down. Okay. I wonder. I just make sure that I can see my comments. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully you guys drop yours soon. Are you guys doing this right now? Yes? Someone type yes. If you're not, then I'm just going to keep fucking going. I'm assuming you are. You wouldn't just sit here and stare at me, right? While knowing that I'm waiting for you. You go, I go, you go, yeah. You have to be doing it because nobody commented on my Wonderwall song. Have to. Somebody would have said something. At least Jessica would have said something. Oh, I really? Okay, so I think that my new incense burner is putting it out. No way. This bitch has just been going since I didn't have the cap on. It has all these holes in it. It can breathe. There's no reason why it should be going out. Okay, maybe you're happy enough now. All right. Yay, Betty. Betty's the first one. Okay. Okay, rising. Let's see. Being too involved with how others will respond to me and not responding to the needs of those I'm here to serve. Being too involved with how others will respond to me and not responding to the needs of those I'm here to serve. Is that kind of like imposter syndrome, you feel like? Yeah, just put it out again. This incense burner puts it out? No way. That sounds a lot like imposter syndrome, right? Like focused on what will people think? How will they respond to me? And is that just like not stopping you from serving the others? Is that what I'm reading? I think that's what you're saying. Okay, perfect. Perfect. What does your soul actually need? My soul needs me to shine because of what I've learned. Because of what I've learned and share this with the masses. I 100% agree. What wound are you healing? I'm healing the fact that I don't have to have all the right answers to all the questions and I don't have to do everything myself. Boom. The Saturn lesson. I have a strong work ethic, but for only doing what I love. Cool. Then that's all you do, right? What would your soul feel like if all four were aligned? My soul would feel joy each day, doing what I love and knowing I'm helping others in a way only I can. Woot. And what would your business feel like? Thriving and effortlessly growing. Okay, so I'm going to challenge each and every one of you to take your answers to these questions and turn it into a mission statement and drop it in the Facebook group. It is not part of your homework, all right? This is just me issuing you this bonus piece of homework. Turn it into a mission statement, drop it in the Facebook group, and then get it typed up and printed or written and put up and read this mission every single day. So, like, I'm just going to kind of wing it with Betty's. Something like, well, obviously you wouldn't want to say what your wound is. You would say the opposite of the wound. And where you're building from, being too involved with others, how others will respond to me, not responding to the needs of those I'm here to serve. So it's that I show up confidently and authentically as my powerful self to serve the needs of target audience, where I shine because of teaching others what I've learned or teaching the masses what I've learned and moving in faith, knowing that the right answers will move through me and the right guidance will come to me. This could be a vision statement instead. I really think you should do it as a good idea as a mission statement. We already said doing what you love, so that's perfect. I guess it would be a vision statement, actually. Sharing this with the masses, feeling joy each day. And we could say, and the result of that is my business thriving effortlessly and growing, right? That was really clunky, but I'd probably type something like if I was helping you build this vision, how I want it to look and be. Mission is what I'm doing to get there. Yeah, this is a vision statement. So if I was writing this mission statement like with you, I would have just typed it out like that, all clunky. And then I would have kept reading it and reading it. Or if I was building it for myself, reading it and reading it and reading it, refining it, tightening it up, refining and tightening it up, refining and tightening it up, probably 7 to 10 times. So let the first one be clunky, like how I just verbalized it, and then read it through to refine it. Do your best not to make it perfect the very first time. Yeah, exactly. And then, like I said, drop it in the Facebook group. I can't wait to read them. I literally bought the coolest incense burner, and even with all the fucking holes in it, it doesn't have enough air. Can't put my lid on. I know, I've spent the whole session talking about this incense burner. Didn't learn anything because Alicia was so obsessed with the incense burner. Just kidding. I've done what I needed to do. Okay. So I'm going to keep going. We'll pop back. I guess anybody else drops in here, right? I'm sure you guys are thinking, processing, going back and forth into your apps and stuff like that. So I want to talk about how the wealth reset blueprint all comes together with the 5 layers of the wealth reset. Okay. So we have the rising, the sun sign, the Chiron, the Saturn integrated into the one aligned strategy. But what I want you to understand is this challenge is literally the foundation. You could be here listening to this. Maybe you even, purchased it as an upsell or something, in some of my funnels. And you might think, oh my God, I got everything I needed in this. This is the foundation. This is the beginning. This is the information to build upon. Every single one of these challenges are part of the foundation. It's not like you can take this information and build from it, but there's so much more. And of course, anybody in the Soul Wealth Blueprint can tell you, there's so much more than you could possibly imagine. And I don't mean about just the birth chart. I mean, just about really pulling it together and really the different aspects of it and all of that. Okay. So your rising sun and Chiron, your rising sun, Chiron, and Saturn, they're your 4 core placements that show you where your foundation is cracked and how to build from it, okay, or how to build it. But your birth chart, it has 12 houses, 10 planets, your North Node, your Venus, your Jupiter, your Mars, your Moon, your Mercury. There's a lot going on in there. There's Neptune. Neptune is dreaming, thinking bigger, imagination. There's a lot of other things going on that influence how you communicate and your connection and how you love and all of these different things, okay? And each of these things holds a key to a different layer of your soul wealth, all right? So if you're looking at the 5 layers of the Soul Wealth Blueprint, when women work with me inside of the Soul Wealth Blueprint program, which I've been talking about, that's my 12-month container, it's not like we're just auditing your rising, your sun, your Chiron, and the Saturn, right? We're looking at houses. Mostly what we do is based off of houses, and then I'm layering in the other pieces. So your wealth your wealth design is your second house. And so that's how your soul is designed to magnetize money. If you've had a mini birth chart reading with me, we do that based on your second, sixth, and 10th houses, right? Once you get into the program, we're layering in your 8th house. We're looking, there's other things going on, right? So your second house shows you what you value and what people will pay you for, your natural wealth frequency and how you're designed to accumulate these resources. Okay. But your Venus, that would show what you're magnetically attracted to and what's attracted to you, how you receive wealth and pleasure, and your wealth magnetism style, right? And so your wealth magnetism style says, how am I designed to attract wealth to me? And so let's say your Venus is in Taurus in your second house, right? Then you're designed to magnetize wealth through grounded, sensual, slow build offerings. And you're meant to embody wealth and let it come to you through your presence. But if you've been building a business that's fast and reactive and hustle driven, then you'd be out of alignment with your wealth design, and your wealth will feel like a fight instead of a flow, and it suffocates your soul. So that's what that would look like if you pulled together what I just said about your second house. Layer 2 is your receiving design, and this is your 8th house. This is how your soul is designed to receive support and resources and other people's money. So your 8th house will show you how you're meant to receive support, your relationship with other people's resources, let's say investors, partners, clients paying you, and your capacity for transformation through receiving, okay? And so if you layer Jupiter here, the planet of luck and expansion, this is where you expand naturally. Remember when I opened this session, I did tell you that today is Jupiter Day. Every Thursday is Jupiter Day. The planet of luck and transformation and marriage, right? So Jupiter shows you where you expand naturally, how you're meant to scale your worth. Scale means you can pour a ton of people into it and it doesn't require more work energy, time, and effort from you. All right. And it also tells you your abundance frequency. So if your Jupiter is in Saturn, let's say in your 8th house, then you would be designed to receive wealth through teaching, travel, and expansion. And so you're meant to receive big if this is what your what if this is what it looks like for you. And it means that you're meant to scale internationally and to let other people's money fund your vision, right? And so that might look like, I don't know, maybe your business model is feeding, starving children in Africa. Well, that means you're raising money, you're getting donations. That's what you're doing. Or maybe people are paying you to take them along on this expedition and to teach them these things, but they're paying an amount that pays for your time, your energy. It gets them there, room, board, food, and money towards that, right? So that's an idea of what that could look like. But if you're playing smaller, you're keeping your business local, or you're refusing to receive big payments, who am I to charge that much? Then you're blocking your Jupiter expansion and you'll end up plateauing. Layer 3 is your calling design or your visibility, right? And that's your 10th house. This is what your soul is meant to be known for, your public calling, your legacy, how you're visible, right? So your 10th house is your public purpose and what you're meant to be seen for, your legacy work. And then the midheaven here is the energy of that calling, how you're meant to lead publicly, and your career destiny. May 2026 is a big midheaven month. And inside of the Soul Wealth Blueprint, you're going to be working with the midheaven a lot. And I'm really excited about that because I haven't done a lot of work with the midheaven. So this is like teaching and learning and teaching and embodying and integrating and teaching you how to embody and integrate it at the same time. Who knows? Maybe by the time I get to May, I'll be at like, high level master at the midheaven. But at this point, the time that I'm recording it, I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck the midheaven does. There's so much in a chart. Like I have to learn these things, or I get to learn these things one piece at a time, and then let it flow and assimilate for me and connect to me. Because if I just blaze through the chart and I read through everything and I think I understand it all, and then before I know it, I go to sleep and I wake up and none of it's fucking retained, right? So it's the energy of your calling, your midheaven in this conversation, how you're meant to lead publicly and your career destiny. So example, if your midheaven is in Leo, you're meant to be seen, to be in the spotlight, to lead through creative self-expression and celebration. Your soul's calling is to be the queen who inspires others to step into their light, if this is your example. Now, if you've been hiding, if you've been playing small, if you've been avoiding visibility because of maybe your Chiron, then you're going to be out of alignment with your calling and your business will never reach its full potential because you're not letting yourself be seen. So everything in your birth chart layers into your soul, wealth, relationships, your career, business. I mean, everything you can think of. It is all written in your birth chart. I had somebody ask me about a week ago, oh my gosh, your birth chart reading was so amazing. I was just wondering, your mini money birth chart reading was so amazing. I was just wondering if you do full readings. Does anybody know my answer to that? I think I told you guys this. I don't even know if I told you guys this Monday or if I said it in my wealth blueprint session last week. Do I do full on birth chart readings? Do you guys know the answer? Let's see. I'm going to tell you, obviously, but I want to know if you guys know. The one thing I love about Zoom is there's no delay. I wish Facebook had an instant response. There's that impatience again, eh? Does anybody know? I guess that's the fun thing about replay is that you can just comment and the rest of it doesn't matter, huh? I do not, right? Jessica is correct. I don't do birth chart readings. And somebody be like, what the fuck? You use the birth chart as a tool and you're teaching, the chart and astrology and all this shit. And like in this challenge and in the last challenge. And I don't. And here's why. Because if I did a birth chart reading, it would be a very minimal value. You'd read through the whole fucking thing. I don't know, put the paper or put the document in a folder somewhere or accidentally throw the paper away, or maybe it's in a 3-ring binder somewhere. It doesn't, just because you have a reading, it's just information, right? Tony Robbins says knowledge without action is nothing. right? Knowledge without action is nothing. And if you don't know how to turn that knowledge into action, it's literally nothing. And what am I charging for? To give you information to do nothing with? So for me, I love the idea of astrology. I love the idea of birth chart as a tool. I love the idea of the houses and the elements and the aspects and the modalities. I love all of those things. Only when, though, I can show you the practical application of that in your life and your wealth, your soul and your wealth, right? And so I don't do them. Now, I'll do oracle card readings and tarot readings all day long in the different areas of your life and guidance and all that shit. I do that. Like, I love doing that. And it's a big part of even the work that I do with myself on a daily basis. So I'll definitely do that and charge for that and all of that stuff, because it's different than just having the printout. It's like getting a human design printout. What the fuck is the point in knowing your human design number, your life path number, and all of that, unless you know what it means and how to practically apply it and work with it? And so this is the work I do. It's the foundation of the work I do. And I wouldn't recommend that anybody gets a birth chart reading, to tell you the truth. It doesn't make sense. Any sort of, like, what's the point? It's just a ton of information, right? I even, like, I think with tarot and oracle cards, if you just go get a reading, let's say that reading makes no sense. It doesn't apply to you right now, which sometimes happens when you get a reading, right? You can just surrender it and just say, you know what, I'll see if the universe shows, this shows up in my life, right? Or shows up in if the universe shows me where this lands in my life. I don't know how to fucking verbalize that, right? And so you can surrender that and turn that over. And then all of a sudden things happen in your life that make that reading make sense. Probably because the reading planted the thought, and the thought creates it in your life, right? That's how things work. Thoughts become things. So whatever you think about and speak about, you bring about. So that's more than likely why during the reading, you're like, this makes sense, this makes sense, this connects, that doesn't really make sense. We could pull some clarifying cards on that. It's like, okay. And then I'll say, just sit with that and see what happens. Well, that's just how that works. It will work through you to manifest and show you, because it was planted in your mind and then created from your mind, right? But if you read your birth chart, yes, that information is there, but it's not going to, what's going to manifest? Your birth chart doesn't say, well, depends on whose it is. Daniel's does. Daniel said that between ages of 41 and 46, that he would like really come into himself and find his, self-confidence and self-esteem and prioritize himself and all of that, right? But not everything gives you those clear answers. But there's so many things you can look at in your chart. You could just like study the retrogrades in your chart, and that will give you a whole slew of answers. You can study the elements in your chart, and that'll give you a whole slew of answers. You can study the modalities in your chart, the aspects in your chart, just the houses in your chart, just the signs in your chart, just the rulership. I don't know what the fuck they call it, but the rulership of each of the things. Is it in exaltation? Is it in fall? Is it in rulership where it's the happiest? There's so many things that you can study and look at. So it's not to say that if you read the birth chart, then all of a sudden it makes sense on the practical application of what the fuck you do with the information. Yeah, exactly. Just because like sometimes it shows up later, so it makes no sense at all. So layer number 4 is your soul's destiny. I will seed different planets, signs, different things. I've mentioned the North Node a couple times, right? It's what you're here to do. It's where your soul is headed and the lesson you're learning in this lifetime. Your North Node is the lesson you're learning, if you will, but more where you're going with that lesson, right? So we've talked a lot about me and Geminis, right? It's something that I, talk about. It's a very regular part of everything podcast trainings, every fucking thing I do, right? Well, it was maybe 6 months ago. I was just like, fuck Geminis, fuck all this. And not all Geminis, just my 2, because I am with 2 of them, right? And was like, I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. This is a fucking nightmare. I swear to God, we speak 2 different languages. They speak in one language. I speak in another. They're all over the fucking place. I am grounded. And like, say like, and I don't mean like, oh, they're bad and I'm good. I'm bossy, controlling, bitchy. Let's say we'll bring in some of my bullshit. And they never stick with really what they say. So flip and flopping and this and that. And so together that makes a lot of a clash, right? So I'm trying to control and they want to be free and da-da-da, 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 da-da-da. Well, my North Node is in Gemini. So that's what I'm here to learn. That's what I came here to learn. When I like looked at that like 6 months ago, I was like, oh my God, like you can't make this shit up, right? I do not believe that, I don't know. I don't believe I will be with anyone other than a Gemini. One of my most contentious Geminis in my life, she was a nightmare. And how do I say this? She was a really big bully to me. And I realized like her role in that was to show me how to use my voice and to speak up, even if that meant that the result was going to cause me a high level of pain. The lesson with her was, you don't shrink down because you want to keep the peace, because you don't have any peace, because every time this person leaves your space, leaves an event, you're crying yourself to sleep. So you are sacrificing yourself to keep the peace in this container, and you have zero fucking peace. So that was a lesson that I learned, right? So, so it's funny, right? It's not ha-ha funny. To me, I call this fucked up funny, right? It's good. It's powerful. It was part of the growth. Geminis bring me out of being so fucking rooted and so deep up into lighter, brighter, fun, adventurous, spontaneity, communication, connection, thinking. So they bring me up out of that deep depth that I'm in a lot of times. And like we talked about, I don't know, yesterday, day before, Geminis are high in their mind, So, we're in these 2 different levels. And so it really does help if we are allowing ourselves to be in the growth mode of that instead of fighting against humanism, right? So the North Node shows you your soul's evolution path, what you're here to master, and it's what you're here to master that currently feels uncomfortable and the direction your soul is pulling you. So let's say your North Node's in Capricorn. Your soul is learning to step into authority, structure, leadership, and mastery. And so you're moving away from emotional dependency, which is the South Node in Cancer, and toward being the architect of your own empire. So I'm going to share something with you. Your North Node is your direction, your destiny, where you're going. And you get to decide, you get to choose where you go, what that looks like, how you learn it, right? So even though the North Node is what you're here to do in the destiny, it's not like it's all pre-made out for you. Keep in mind, though, your South Node is your past and where you came from. So in this example, if your North Node is in Capricorn of authority, structure, leadership, and mastery, and your South Node is in Cancer, in the past, you were in deep emotional dependency. Right? And so if you are in the growth / shadow / wound of the quote unquote North Node, you're in your South Node. And so there's a lot of emotions going on, a lot of things holding you back, and you're trapped there and you are confused. You don't know what maybe not confused. You feel like you're kind of floating here. You don't know what your purpose is. You're feeling disconnected. And you're like, what's this for? Because you're in that South Node growth area and you're being asked to step into the destiny and start choosing and making decisions for yourself and where you're going and what you came here for in this lifetime. So it's really about going toward being the architect of your own life, your soul, queendom, and your wealth, right? But if you've been staying in that South Node comfort zone, being the nurturer, the caretaker, the one who builds everyone else's dreams, but not your own, then you're going to be out of alignment with your soul destiny. And that's going to make you feel stuck, unfulfilled. And like I said, like something's missing. So your daily energy design is layer 5. And this is how your soul needs to work on a daily basis. So this is your rhythms. This comes in the 6th house. It's your capacity. It's your sustainability. This literally tells you how to show up and work every day in alignment with your soul and wealth blueprint. And if it is not aligned with this, your soul says, find someone else to do it. Because if you are the one to do it, it's going to deplete you. It's going to cause whelming. It's going to cause disconnection. Your 6th house shows you your daily work rhythm, how you're meant to be of service, and your relationship with health and sustainability. My pig's running around like crazy, so I apologize if that's loud in the background. Now, your moon here in the 6th house will show you your emotional needs and your cyclical rhythms, especially for women. I talk about this all the time. The moon runs on a 28-day cycle. Women run on a 28-day cycle. The new year, the new lunar year is on February 17th. That's when nature actually starts its cycle in 2026. Planetary energy, movement, and rhythm. New year is February 27th or 17th, or the beginning is February 17th. And again, that's what I'll be celebrating as my new year, right? The beginning of the full cycle, right? So also here, the moon is asking what makes you feel safe and nourished. So daily work and how you show up and how you work, while also what are your emotional needs? What is your rhythm and what makes you feel safe and nourished? So together you have the soul and the business in each of these layers leading you. So if, let's say you have a moon in Cancer, which is at home, the moon or the Cancer moon is ruled by the Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon. I don't know. I'm tired today. Whatever, however the fuck you verbalize that. Let's say you have the moon in Cancer in your 6th house. Well, then you need your work to feel like home. You need emotional safety, consistent rhythms, deep care built into daily business operations, and you can't sustain a hustle 24/7 business model or you burn out, right? If you don't know any of this, you keep running or driving 100 miles an hour towards a cement wall and you don't understand why you keep getting there. That's why I'm doing this work. So if you've been forcing a business rhythm that ignores your moon's needs in this example, then you would be working through your week like bleeding, right? I call it bleeding out or leaking energy, grinding when you need rest, building a business that feels harsh instead of nourishing. Then that means you're out of alignment with your sustainability design and you're going to burn out or get sick. Okay. So again, just learning these things, knowing these things. So this is why all 5 layers matter. Okay. Because this challenge taught you the foundation, the rising, the sun, the Chiron, the Saturn. But to build your soul queendom, a business that's aligned and it sustains and it feels so good in your soul and in a rhythm in your soul, you need all 5 of these layers. Your wealth design and how you magnetize money, your receiving design, how you scale and receive support, your calling design, what you're meant to be known for, your soul's destiny, where your soul is evolving, and your daily energy design, how you sustain it all. So when I have days where my energy is depleted, like we talked about, I believe it was on Tuesday, day 2, I was at 32%. When you have days like that, it's important to take a quick check over and say, is there a way for me to create some space in this day so that my energy is more charged by time I end this day, opposed to continually running my Tuesdays to where it's going to be a 32%. So when I think it was Tuesday, when I left session, I had my spirituality class where I am studying to be a practitioner, a prayer practitioner. I've shared that with you a few times, right? The class is almost a 3-hour class and it's at the end of my fucking day after I've done the output here or the output in my soul wealth blueprint, after I've done administrative tasks, after all this other shit, right? So going into a 3-hour class and just listening and studying and participating and being active and leaving it all out on this field for yourself can be challenging. Well, my sessions for my group sessions are every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm not changing those. And class is every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Mountain. I can't change that. It's not my choice, right? So this past Tuesday, what I did was, instead of sitting at my computer like I had done the week before, I went and changed into my pajamas. I saged, I put oils on, I set up my station, I got my red light on. I set this space for me to receive. And man, I felt so good in that session. Right? So it's about analyzing this, going, okay, last week when I got done, I was ready to burn down the whole house. I had nothing left to give. Well, I did sit at my desk, and my desk signifies working and being on and the way my body is held and da-da-da. What could I do differently to give myself some energy and some grounding? And then I chose to go sit in my sacred space and do the session, right? And so when I got done, I felt so much more charged. That's what I mean by that. The daily energy design should really be number one, because your energy is what sustains it all. So one is your daily energy, because if you don't have it to give, you're not going to give it. So if you have a day job and you're going to be building your business through the Soul Wealth Blueprint, your energy capacity and your daily energy includes your day job. Because if you don't, and you don't have the capacity when you get off work, and then you blaze like a mofo through your business, and you force and you push and you pressure and you hustle and you make yourself, you will be whelmed and burn out, right? So when all 5 layers align with your business strategy, that's how you build your soul queendom. So that's what it's all about. And that's why the Soul Wealth Blueprint program exists. So I brought it up before. If you haven't booked your Soul Money Roadmap call, absolutely freaking do that. I'm so looking forward to these calls next week. I have this design to where I show up with my full daily energy capacity. So click the link, book your free Soul Money Roadmap call. If it was a train wreck, you hated it, feel free to blast me on Facebook, say how fucking shitty it was. Don't waste your time. Don't spend your time. I promise you won't do that, because I know that I'm amazing at what I do, because this is my divine calling and this is what I'm meant to do. So you'll never feel that way. But you can come back and say, oh yeah, that's not how it went. I didn't feel like it was amazing. It really will be, because like I don't do anything half-assed. And if I do, it's because I didn't want to do it in the first fucking place. So anyways, let's look. Oh my gosh, this plant is losing its mind. So I wouldn't say setting your intentions for the day is number one. I would say your daily energy design is number one. So before going into what the intention is for the day, your accomplishment list for the day, it's prayer, because that sets the energy of the container. And remember, for me, prayer is to divine, my spirit family, my soul family, which are people who have passed on or people who've decided to be angels, archangels, and lead me, right? Be there for me. That's who I'm praying to. I start with gratitude. I move into asking for what my soul calls for to help me be the highest, best version of myself, for myself and the highest good of all. And I go through my prayer that way. Remember, I do that as soon as I wake up and I'm in the liminal space before I grab my phone or get up to go to the restroom. It's straight into prayer. From there, I go into my soulful practice. And that's where I pull my tarot card. I do my journaling on that. I write like my 3 main, well, I think it has 5 blanks. So sometimes I write 2 blanks, sometimes I write 3, sometimes I write 5, but I do put them in the order of the 3 top things that are calling my attention in. I write a little note about what is heaviest with me right now, how that's going, what I did, what I didn't do, what I think. It's a small place, but I write that. And I read a book for my class. But I've saged, I light an incense, I put oils on my hands, I put my special oil that I made for my hands and my knees on. I use my tuning fork, I tune my knee and help it get back into vibration. All of this is happening. All of this is your daily energy design, right? Now, yours is going to be different. This is mine, right? Energy is number one. Without it, you don't have shit besides train wrecks, right? Okay, so energy design. Let's go back and I want to look at some of what you guys have dropped in the chat from the questions that were asked. So Jessica, what I've been building from, hiding in my shadow for me out of my potential. My soul needs me to reach out and teach women what I know because they're waiting for me. Ooh, are waiting to find me. I reverbalize that for you. Stop chasing more learning and just teach. So maybe you can say, your vision is to stand in your power and teach women to find their voice. Teach the women who are waiting for me to find their voice and embody what I know while I'm elevating to the next level and the next level and the next level version of me, right? So something like that. Beautiful. Joanne, I'm building from learning what others need for themselves so that they can help not only their loved ones, but themselves from stressful care. All right. Vision and mission, I would not say stressful, right? Soul needs, helping others feel less stressed. I would not use stressed. Vision and mission, power, positive power, positive power, positive power. Now it makes it hard because it's like, how do I do that when that's where they're at? Phrase it for what you are delivering. Your vision is to help people who are in this place stay da-da-da-da-da or embody da-da-da-da-da. It's the opposite of stressed, right? With care in the loved ones is seeing a smile on their faces, knowing that I was successful in what they needed. Wound, Chiron, showing people that I have value by communicating and sharing / teaching ideas with them. Saturn, thinking outside the box, building a future-proof blueprint is aligned with me. Learning what others need for themselves so they can help not only their loved ones, but find themselves, from stressful care. So that'd be something about energy, capacity. I'll wait for you to refine this because this one's a little clunky for my brain to work, maybe just because I'm at the end of my day. But once you drop that in the group, then if there's any feedback, once you've refined that, Joanne, then I'll respond to that one. But I would definitely say removing, stress. We're going to say the opposite, which is fine that you put that here. I'm just saying when you build out your vision, power, right? And also, I would write your vision all by yourself and refine 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 up to the 7 to 10 times by yourself, and then drop it into AI for any ideas and, up leveling. Okay. Don't use AI to write it from your heart and soul first, all the way as far and full as you can get it. Like I said, refining it 7 to 10 times, and then have AI up level it for you. Okay. Okay. Oh, no, you're totally good. Yeah. This was fast mode for sure. Yeah, no worries. So again, would love to do a Soul Money Roadmap call for you. It's free. Click the link in the comments. Feel free to book it in. You're going to absolutely love it. It's freaking amazing. I love doing them. They set my soul on fire. I'm at like this high level energy. I absolutely fucking love doing them. So I'm looking forward to doing those with you guys. For those of you guys who already do it. So Wealth Blueprint peeps, we will be Tuesday at 6 p.m. for our Soul Healing Circle. I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be a beautiful session as we start to really dive deeper into my healing modalities and the things that I've created over the years that I've done my healing and over the years that I've done my healing and transformed and peeled back the layers and all of that. So we're going to start really pulling more of those into place. And it's going to be really cool this month. I'm looking forward to it. And then wrapping the month at January 27th with our wealth workshop, where we're pulling together your messaging, your content, and the first steps to start becoming visible, layered, and aligned with your birth chart. So that is going on there. I have really, really massively enjoyed this challenge and this journey of even just how I have felt and what I have received from this challenge and doing this work. I feel like in this space that I'm in right now, the work that I'm doing with you guys and the work that I'm doing with you guys is literally doing the work on me, like a tarot card reading or an oracle card reading. They say any readings that you do for anyone else is for you as well. And so it's so cool. And I feel just like that as I've gone through this challenge. I'm not sure yet. I am going to wait for divine guidance and just where I'm meant to be and divine energy to tell me. March, we will have another challenge. March, we will have another event. I will just, like I said, wait for the divine to let me know, is it going to be another 4-day challenge? Is it going to be like a soul camp type style? Are we going to do it retreat type style, which is soul camps are usually about 2 hours, one and done. Retreat style is 3 hours, power packed towards badassery. But retreat style is like workshop. We're really doing work as we're going through that retreat and really connecting. And I do some really bomb ass retreats, January, February, March. Yeah, March would be setting up second quarter. So maybe it'll be a retreat, maybe it'll be a soul camp, maybe it'll be a 4-day challenge. I'm not sure. So we'll just see. But we will have another event in March, and then we'll have another event in April. They will be back-to-back months, March and April. And that's going to be really powerful because that's when the equinoxes and new beginnings and planting seeds and creating what it is that you want. So look forward to that. I would love to know, as we wrap these 4 days of the Wealth Reset Challenge, what is something that you have absolutely loved about this challenge? I would love for you to shout it out in the comments. And I would love for you to think about the whole week. Does anything come up for you for the whole week? Not just thinking about today, but what's still staying with you as we're at the end of day 4. I know for me, what resonates with me the most is that my best work is always done showing up at the truest form of authenticity, whether it's the roughest day and I'm alchemizing that to transmute it into power for you, or the most exciting day and I'm sharing excitement, like the fact that my hair kind of looks full instead of ridiculous, and the challenges that I've been having, or an incession about an incense that doesn't want to stay lit when I put the fucking thing over it with holes, or whatever it is. Like, I just love having that pure authenticity. Well, also, as I'm going through this and I'm talking and I'm training and I'm teaching, it's really helping me embody and be rooted in this work, because I will tell you, since November's challenge, so the last 2 months, I have asked myself a lot, am I in the right place? Is this the work that I'm really meant to do? Am I really meant to continue studying astrology? Am I really meant to continue using the birth chart in these ways? Is this really me? And how is it going to evolve into how powerful my soul healing teachings were and come out in a way like my Get Your Shift Together challenge and my Shift Happens program. I have a soul alignment program. I have a 90-day soul shift program, and I have these different things, and were built as the past version of me. They're so powerful and so phenomenal, and they've saved so many people from themselves, and they are the things that people have talked about for years, and they're how people found me, and without them they wouldn't be married, or they wouldn't be where they are, and they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. And so it's like, is this the right track for me? And the last couple of months I've gone back and forth with that. And then, the Wealth Reset Challenge was coming, and I'm just like, fuck, this is so disconnected, as I was telling you yesterday, and the different things. And I think that was the uncomfortability creeping up that I was talking about earlier. When what layer is that where you're uncomfortable? What you're here to master, that's your north node, your destiny. What you're here to master that feels uncomfortable. Like mine's in Gemini, like I said, communication, speaking, thinking, ruled by the planet Mercury of technology, right? And so it's like, is this it? And it really feels like it is, but then you end up with these moments where you're like, ugh, where you want to control it, right? And those are the perfect moments to turn it over. Those are the perfect moments to bring that into prayer. I know where I know I'm meant to be here. This challenge was fucking phenomenal. Challenge 1 was fucking phenomenal. And we'll just see if it shifts into a retreat or a soul camp or if we do another challenge. I'm just wondering what the divine has in store for me, and that's the way I move. So what is something that is still connected, like just rolling with you in your mind, in your heart, in your soul from this challenge all 4 days, not just today? What is connected with you right now? Does anybody have anything? I mean, you probably have a lot of things. Frantically going through your notes and trying to type it right. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I don't know if I have anything else. So I guess I'll look at your guys' takeaways, like your connections, whatever, after this session. I just want to say thank you so much for being here, leaving it all out on the field, playing all out, just showing up and giving it all of your effort. It's only going to make a world of difference as you continue to take steps forward to building your soul queendom through your soul wealth blueprint. Thank you for riding this crazy journey with me over the years. And like, where is Alicia going to land? What the fuck is Alicia doing? I know I want to be there and I know I want to be part of it. I just want to understand what it is. I'm here and I've landed. You know, there will be some tweaks and refinements along the way so that I can always be connected to the work that I'm doing in a way that lights up my soul. However, I'm here where I'm meant to be, and it will be in this soul wealth container through astrology, oracle readings, rituals, the moon, crystals, totems. Like that's fucking me through and through. So with that being said, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I love you so much. And if no one's told you today, you're worth it. You are always worth it. I'm Power Coach Alicia, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Why can't I find my other off button? Oh. Oh, there it is.